Hello, welcome to my channel, Witch Kitten Reads. I'm Witch Kitten, and today I want to talk about books that I have bought that I have not read yet, and that I've owned and are sitting on my shelves. Some of them I know about, some of them I used to know about, and I don't really remember anymore, so let me know if I should get off my butt and just start reading these. First up, we have the Seven Realms series by Cinda Williams Chima. I have the whole series, and I just haven't read them yet. I know Regan Prue's Project has talked about these a lot, and we have very similar taste. I know they're fantasy, and that she raves about them, and that they're a New York Times bestseller, and I haven't read them yet. Let me know. Next up, I have the entire box set of Vampire Academy that I bought, I think at Book Outlet on a whim, and was excited because I wanted to have the whole set. I think that there's vampires, obviously, in like a school or something, which is one of my favorite tropes, like magic-y school, so let me know about these. I don't hear people talk about these on BookTube very often, so hopefully they're amazing and I've just been missing out. Next up is another box set that I bought off of Book Outlet, and that is the Six of Crows duology. I have read the original Shadow and Bone series, and this one is actually still in the plastic, and I just haven't read it yet. I am sure that it's, I know it's in the same universe as the Grisha-verse, and that's all I know. I've heard good things, though. Next up on my list is The Raven Boys. This one's been talked about a lot on YouTube, and I just haven't read it yet. I bought the first one. I've heard great things. Isn't it like paranormally? Which, again, like, I love. I don't know. I just buy more books, and then I forget about the ones I have, and then I buy more. But I hear this one's really good. Maybe I should read it. Next up is another Book Outlet purchase. This one kind of caught my attention when I was reading through the synopsis of it, and I don't know if I've heard anybody else ever talk about it, but it's All the Missing Girls, and I believe this one is about girls that are kidnapped, but instead of getting told going up to how they got kidnapped, it goes from at like the end to the beginning. Which was kind of interesting for me, and I believe this is a debut. Yes, an astonishing debut thriller with jaw-dropping twists, the story told backwards. So it sounds really good. I don't know why I haven't read this. I keep looking at it on my shelf and I haven't, but this one might be good. Next up is another book that has been talked about a lot on BookTube. I know Regan has mentioned this in her videos, and that's why I originally picked it up, and I just haven't read it yet. And that is The Girl of Fire and Thorns by Ray Carson. And this even won an award, a debut award. And there's something about this girl has a godstone embedded in her stomach, and there's like fantasy and magic and intrigue, and it's supposed to be amazing. Next on my list is Shadowspell Academy. This I picked up on a whim one day when I was feeling kind of down, and I was like, you know what would make me feel better? A book. And then I went to the bookstore and I found this. And it's supposed to be like a magic school that is very cutthroat. And even on the back it says that it's like Hunger Games meets Harry Potter. And I was like, okay, I'm sold. And there's a couple in this series, I believe. At least two. I just bought this one. And again, haven't read it yet. I haven't heard anybody on BookTube talk about this one, but it sounds really, really good, and I hope that it stands up to what it sounds like. Next up, another beloved book on BookTube that I have yet to read is Uprooted by Naomi Novik. And I've heard that this is kind of like a Beauty and the Beast retelling-ish, which at first I was like, I really want to read that, oh my gosh, it sounds so good. And then I go through waves where I'm like, I don't know, am I in the mood for that? And I don't know what my problem is, but I've heard so many people love this, and some people have even said it's like their favorite book of all time. So maybe I just need to dig into it. Have you read it? Is it amazing? Let me know. And then we have a book that I bought when it was brand new, came out, all the rage, and I just haven't read it yet. And now it's being made into a movie, and that is Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. And sometimes I just love a good suspense, mystery. I'm more of a fantasy lover, but sometimes, you gotta switch it up, and this really caught my eye. I was gonna listen to it on audiobook as well, and I just ended up that I didn't do it. I don't know why. I feel like I need to read this before the movie comes out. I didn't really know anything going into it other than there's a woman and a window and some suspense and like things happen. But now that I've seen the preview for the movie, I'm like, oh snap, okay, that looks really good. So, this might need to be one of my quarantine reads. Okay, second last, but certainly not least, is another really famous one on BookTube that I picked up, haven't read yet, The Poppy War. It sounds so good. Everyone talks about it being so amazing, but that it's very intense and dark and gritty and not for the faint of heart. And then I wonder, I'm like, is that me? Like, am I the faint of heart? I don't know. So I'm a little bit scared, but it also sounds really amazing, and I love that the author is a person of color, which, I try to like branch out as much as I can. So, and last but not least, a book that I don't think I've ever heard anyone talk about on BookTube, but because I'm a fantasy lover, I picked this up a couple years ago, I think, when I was in my bookshop, and that's The Furies of Calderon, of the Codex Alera, and my friend who worked at the bookshop at the time, more of an acquaintance, but regardless, recommended that I pick this up, and I did, and I was really excited to read it, and it was one of those I just never got to, and now I'm kind of like, what is this about? I don't remember. I know it's fantasy. I know Jim Butcher has written the books with, I can't remember his name now. He's like the wizard, like detective guy, and I think I own one of those as well. I just haven't read it either. But I seem to recall, did someone say something about like Pokemon? There's like Furies or something. Yeah, ooh, but it's nice and floppy. Oh, that's good. Alright, those are some of the books that I've purchased and just haven't got to yet. Let me know down below if I'm really missing out, or if there's ones that I could maybe unhaul, or where I should start. And I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you soon with another video soon. Bye!